Paid 2 Jewish tax attorneys $100,000 to teach you what I'm about to teach you in 30 seconds. This is your company. You have an LLC, probably taxed as an S-Corp. You pay yourself W-2 and K-1, and you pay some of the worst taxes in the planet. Let's talk about the cons. 0 asset protection, 0 tax benefit, no estate plan or dynasty plan, poor financial growth, and it's easy to use. Now let's talk about what the Jewish guys use. The Jewish guys use a combination of 3 different structures. Primarily, we're going to use the same LLC, but this LLC is going to be owned and acted like a disregarded entity under a business trust. Now, this is an irrevocable business trust. That business trust then lists the beneficiary as the dynasty trust. That dynasty trust then goes and receives any sort of passive distributions and holds all of your assets. Then, I'm going to have every single one of these analyzed for different types of risks from a licensed actuary. Why on earth would I do that? Because I'm creating your own insurance company. When you create your own insurance company, you are self-insuring your 3 different entities, all of which traditionally up to 20% each entity, up to 60% of the total gross revenue. Why is that important? Because inside of small insurance companies owned by individuals or taxed as C-Corps, what you're allowed to do is eliminate your tax liability because it's premium, and premium isn't taxed under the IRS's rules and regulations. Why is that so important? Because an insurance company can loan yourself money, and that right there, my friends, is how you receive your own money tax-free. Now, let's talk through the cons. You have 2 more tax returns to file, and you have to do a bunch of documentation. But let's talk about the positives. The positives are you're going to have between a 70 and 80% less tax liability over every single year. Then let's talk about your estate plan. All of your assets are owned by trust, which will never go to probate. And lastly, your money grows tax-free inside of the insurance company because there's enough losses to offset for decades. That right there is how I learned how to set up my structure, and I set it up for you. If you want to learn how to do that for yourself, comment trust down below.